How's it going, guys? It's Saturday, the 2nd of November. So today's college football, and I just woke up. It was around halftime of the earliest games. I woke up at like 10:30 or so. Went to bed at like 2. I wanted to go to bed earlier, but I'm so bad at going to bed early. Um, so we started off the day. We took Maryland was getting plus a half a point. Um, they were down by 28 already. So they're getting plus 28 and a half at minus 230. So we took them. They had the ball, and there's like 5 minutes left in the half, I think. Oh, wait. No, third quarter. So yeah, it was like 5 minutes left. Just needed them to run the clock out. That's like my usual sort of bet. Um, So I think they pumped the ball back with like 2 or 3 minutes left, and they just let Michigan just like run. So, anyways, Michigan scores a touchdown, and then I was like, oh, I lost. First bet of the day, I already lost, and I'm all pissed off. I go to make coffee because I haven't had any coffee yet, and I come back and Maryland ran back the kickoff, so I lucked out on that one. And then the next one I took was the third quarter on the Houston Central Florida game. I think Central Florida had just scored, so Houston's getting the ball. They're getting plus half a point. This one was minus 190, so I got like a better price. And this was a more competitive game. So I think this was just overall a better bet. I bet $57 on Houston plus 12 and a half. Like I said, they were down by 12 and they had the ball with like 5 minutes left. That's like the last moment where I can take the bet when there's 5 minutes left in the third. So yeah, I just need them to run some clock off and then punt it and then hold them for a little bit. And they did that. They ran off some clock. They ran off like 2 or 3 minutes. There's like 2 or 3 minutes left in the third quarter. I just need UCF to just have like a normal drive, like just have a normal drive, and I'm good. And what I didn't count on, this is an error on my part, is that UCF is running the hurry up offense. So they're taking off every play. They're taking off like 15 to 20 seconds instead of 40. But I still ended up almost winning. I kind of got burned. Like Houston defense was doing fine. They're getting them to like third down, holding them to short gains, and then UCF they just go for a deep pass, and the guy who caught it, I think he was a tight end. He like I don't know if you guys have seen the Willie Mays catch where Willie Mays is like running and catches the ball like this, like looking over, like straight behind him. It was like that. Like the guy got turned around and makes a crazy catch. Gets down to like the 8. There's like at this point there's like 40 seconds left on the clock in the third, so I'm still have a chance. Like if they just hold him a couple plays and they just let him run straight in like 6 or 7 yards on the next play. So it got down to like 30 seconds left in the quarter. If they had held him like 2 or 3 more plays, would have won that one. So I got lucky on the first bet and got a little unlucky on the second bet, but a slight miscalculation because if UCF isn't running the hurry up offense there, I'm like totally good. I would have made it easily. So we lost 57. So the first one we won $20, and then we lost a $57 bet. So we're down 37 on the day. I'll show you guys all these bets later at the end of the day on the account history. But I can't do breakdowns like this showing you the bets because there's no audio on the screen capture because my phone is like messed up. So third bet of the day, we took an under. I know I said I wasn't gonna do unders anymore, but I like to do unders when like teams aren't really trying to score anymore. And it was NC State versus Wake Forest. Wake Forest was up by like a ton, and NC State only had one touchdown in the entire game. It was 10 to like 40 something. So basically, it was 44 to 10. So there's 54 points scored. and I got under 60.5. So basically, there's like 10 minutes left in the game, and I can't have another touchdown. I could give up 2 field goals, but no touchdown. And what I saw was like Wake Forest wasn't even trying to score anymore. They're already up 34. There's basically no way they're going to lose the game. So they're just running it every single play. And NC State only had 1 touchdown the entire game. So I like my chances at I got plus 155. So it was 66 to win 106. So yeah, I really liked it. I was surprised I was getting plus so much when. See, that's the thing about like in computer generated lines. Like I think a lot of times the computers generate these lines, but they can't see what the teams are doing. Like they couldn't see that Wake Forest wasn't trying to score. So yeah, Wake Forest every time they got the ball they just ran it. I think they punted once and then they stopped NC State and then they got the ball again. And I think they just ran out the clock. So no more points were scored, and I hit that. So we're back up in the profit for the day. We're up like $50 or so. Maybe $60. Yeah, we're up like 60 something bucks at that point. And then the last bet, Rutgers plus 3.5 minus 175. It was like. I think it was 10-7. Illinois was winning. Rutgers had the ball. It was first half spread. There was like 7 minutes left. I liked it because it was like a competitive game and also like low scoring. So that means like if Rutgers were to give the ball back to Illinois, they have a good chance of stopping them because Illinois has only scored like on 2 possessions and one was a field goal. So I just liked the fact that their defense was holding pretty strong and that Rutgers had already scored. Even though Rutgers isn't a very strong team. Rutgers ended up like driving down the field and kicking a field goal, so it was actually tied at halftime. Minus 175. I bet 68. I bet like our entire day's profit on that, and won like $40. So that brings our profit up to about $100 for the day. So that's our best day of betting so far. I'm gonna watch like one more set of games. Like, gonna be like a couple hours. Right now it's 5 o'clock, so I'll probably stop around like 8, even though there's still gonna be a couple games left. Just see if I can get anything good, like usual. But yeah, we're looking good so far. Try to not make any like rush decisions or anything. Alright, so I think I just fell for a bait line. I was watching the SMU Memphis game, and I was just getting like ridiculous deals on SMU, which is kind of like a sign like they're not just going to give away free money. It's like the old saying, like if something looks too good to be true, it probably is. I got SMU there in field goal range with like 6 minutes left in the quarter, and I got them for minus 2.5, minus 145, which is just like pretty insane deal. They should have been like minus 3.5 or like minus 120 or something like that. That'd be a more accurate line for this situation. So basically, they just give like a ridiculous deal on the team that they know it's going to be rigged against, so they can just rake in some more money on them. That's why I don't like to bet on late games because in both the NFL and college, the majority of the games are early in the day. So all the money that people win on the early games usually gets rolled over onto just a few later games. So they only need to fix like a few later games to rake up like all that money that went out. So that's why I usually like to bet earlier in the day. I usually don't bet like late games, but it was just like SMU scored the touchdown. I had minus 2.5, so I just needed to hold them to a field goal. And even on the kickoff, like they called like a late hit on the SMU guy that like really wasn't that bad, and that was like my first hint. I actually just like turned off the game after that. I was like, I don't even want to watch this, but then I turned it back on because I wanted to see it so I could talk about it. And yeah, they just bail out Memphis on like a few like third downs, and an easy way to see like when a game is rigged is just when there's like a ton of flags. because they can't throw all the flags on one team or else it's too obvious. So they have to throw flags on both teams. But it's just about like some flags mean more than others. Some like they affect the game more than others. So if they just bail out the offense on third down and then just throw flags on the offense on like first down, then it doesn't really matter. They just like keep moving up the field and getting fresh sets of downs. So that's what they did, and Memphis got a touchdown. I think SMU should have been out of the. They should have stopped them like 2 or 3 times, but they kept getting bailed out with penalties. So usually I know better than that, and it's pretty obvious now because I was getting like an insane deal on SMU, and I should know, especially on a later game, to be careful of that. But I risked like $27, so we're still at like $1,280 total. But yeah, I think I'm gonna be done betting for the day because I'm just I don't want to get like tilted and throw away the money that I made today. So thank you guys for watching the video. We'll be back tomorrow with NFL. Try to get my betting done earlier on in the day. And yeah, thanks for watching and gamble responsibly. Hey, what's up, guys? So today's Sunday. I was gonna make yesterday a separate video, but since I didn't put the video up yet and all my betting's done for today, I'm just gonna put it together and make it one video. So today we had a pretty eventful day. Started betting like as soon as the game started, around like 10 o'clock. I was getting on the first quarter spreads, and so our first bet we had. Here, wait, let me take a look. The first bet, it was the Jets versus the Dolphins. So the Jets were in field goal position, and let's see, let's take a look at it. The Jets, so they were up 7-0. So I got a -9.5. They were already in field goal position, and I got -170. So it's kind of like the SMU bet that I was talking about. It's the same situation, but this one it's -170 instead of -140. Like that's the type of deal I was getting on the SMU one. But yeah, so they're on like the 20-yard line, the Jets, and it was third down. Sam Darnold gets sacked for like -8 yards, so they're on like close to the 30, and that means it's a 50-yard field goal attempt. And yeah, the guy missed the field goal. So if he doesn't get sacked for -8 there, it's like a 42-yarder. A lot higher percentage that one goes in. But yeah, so that was our first one. We got screwed over. Guy missed a field goal. If he would have made the field goal, we would have won the bet. That was for $34. We would have won $20. That's a $54 swing on one missed field goal. Then we took the Colts -9.5. That one, they weren't actually in field goal position when I took the bet. It was -9.5, -110. They're already up by 7. So that's why I got a better deal because they weren't actually in field goal position yet. I just kind of like felt that they were like driving and they were going to make it to field goal position. They had Hoyer in the game. Brissett got injured. I'm not sure if he returned, but it was Hoyer when this happened. And it was like they were just wasted a bunch of clock. I originally took it when it was like 6 minutes left or something. They got it down to like 2.5 minutes left. They're on the around the 20-yard line. And for some reason, they decide to give Hoyer the go-ahead to try to throw into the end zone. And he throws a pick six with 2.5 minutes left. All he needed to do was just run the ball a couple more times, kick a field goal, go into halftime. But yeah, I got screwed over on that too. I mean, when you take a backup quarterback, you're kind of taking that risk that they're going to throw a pick. They're more likely to throw a pick than probably the starter. I just thought they would the Colts would like be more careful. But he did throw a touchdown like the drive before that, so I mean he wasn't having a bad game in their defense. But yeah, then so we were down. We lost our first two. I was down $80. I lost all the money I made yesterday, basically. And I don't know. I was feeling really down. I was like, dang man, like I think I made pretty good decision on those two bets, but it just didn't go our way. And that's gonna happen sometimes. But when it happens, man, it's kind of a downer. Especially at this point when I'm just trying to build bankroll. Every time I just lose because of like bad luck. When I make like a good decision, it just hurts a little more because we could have been up that much more, but it's okay. We got saved by our third bet. I took the Buccaneers minus half a point at the end of the third quarter. The Seahawks had just tied it up. The Buccaneers were ahead by 7 points at halftime. Then the Seahawks tied the game up with a touchdown, and there's like 8 minutes left in the third, and that's like a perfect amount of time for like a full drive and hopefully not leave the Seahawks any time. And it was plus 185, so usually those type of bets will be like plus 160, plus 140. So it was paying pretty good. And the Buccaneers had been playing pretty well on offense. Like surprisingly, they're driving the ball and scoring on like a lot of drives. So I don't know. I just liked it. I just liked the risk. I thought it was a good risk to take. And they ended up scoring a field goal, and then the Seahawks were driving, but they didn't have enough time to score before the quarter ended. Yeah, so that one we bet $100 at plus 185, so we won 185. So that put us at plus 105 for the day, so that really saved us. And I'm just gonna hold off right there because yesterday we were up $100 and I lost that 27 or whatever on the freaking SMU. But yeah, so I'm just relaxing, enjoying this Ravens game. I figured I'd just put the whole video together so that I don't know, so I didn't have to do two videos, and because it was all these bets are already done, I can kind of do this like pretty quickly. So just one put together episode. We're at $1,385 right now, $385 profit. Not too shabby. We're gonna just try to keep building it slowly and surely. It could have been a lot better day today. I could have been up like over $200 if I didn't get bad luck, but it's all right. Any positive day is a good day. Thank you guys for watching this one, and take care.